Hey guys, Kris here. In this video, we're talking about why I love the Polestar 2. So today is all about my subjective feelings, my subjective opinions, how the Polestar 2 makes me feel, and how I feel about the Polestar 2. So before you go commenting down below that you're not being fair, you're not being objective, no. This video is all about my feelings because guys, I do a whole bunch of objective testing. I do my range test, my charging test, the Norwegian high-speed run, which is a time attack over 615 kilometers. I drive all these EVs down to 0% state of charge to see how far you can go and what happens when you're down low in the battery percentage. I also do my reviews, so I do a whole bunch of objective testing, and today is all about my feelings. Seriously guys, so if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Make sure to drop a like on the video down below and also subscribe to the channel if you like EV stuff. I have a whole bunch of cool EVs coming up. I have a whole bunch of videos on this car, the Polestar 2. I also have the Skoda Enyaq and also the Audi e-tron GT. Yeah, it's going to be exciting in May month. Okay, but yeah, today's topic is why I love the Polestar 2. So let's take this car out on the road and I'm going to tell you guys why. Oh, before we do that guys, I'm totally forgetting to promote my Norwegian channel, Kris Rifa på Norsk, which is, well, my channel on Norwegian, in Norwegian. If you're a new Norwegian viewer, be sure to go to the link down below and subscribe to that channel. That is very, very important. Let's talk about walking up to the Polestar 2, because the exterior design, the styling of this car is, in my opinion, one of the prettiest and best looking exterior designs of, a normal car, not a supercar, not a sports car, of any car in recent history. Thomas Ingelat, who penned this car, is a real talent. I love all of his recent stuff, from the the second generation XC90 up until this car and everything in between, the Polestar 1, the XC90, the S90, the S60. All the cars he has penned are, in my opinion, understated, classy, and beautiful. But I think this design, along with the Polestar 1, are one of his best. And this is such a good looking car. And it's kind of funny because while driving this car around, I find myself staring at passing Polestar 2s. I mean, it just feels and looks special, this thing, unlike any other car on the road. And to me, that really is something. Stepping into the interior of this Polestar 2 with the Napa leather interior feels so special. I mean, it's light and bright with this wood and, the form of the dashboard, the materials. It just feels like a very special place. It feels like a true luxury vehicle, and I really mean that, guys. And for reference, I daily an Audi e-tron 55 with a beautiful gray Napa leather interior with sports seats. That is a very nice car. And prior to that, I had an XC90 with the blonde Napa leather interior and, the full luxury pack with the, the Alcantara headliner, the leather covered, visors and door handles and roof handles. I mean, that was a beautiful interior. And before that, I had an XC90 with the amber Napa leather interior. So I have some experience with, owning luxury cars with nice interiors. And when I'm telling you guys that jumping into this from my e-tron doesn't feel like a downgrade, it feels like I'm stepping sideways into something from another brand, that really is true. That really is true. And getting this interior and this, at this price point, in my opinion, is quite amazing. So I love this interior, and I've spoken earlier about this center console here being so large and intrusive. And when you get it with this light colored interior and this wood, it doesn't feel as intrusive as it has before. It actually, I don't mind it at all, though, the practicality isn't the best. That's a topic for a different video, but I wanted to mention that it's still not very practical. the center console, but the interior just feels so nice. It feels like a true luxury vehicle. Taking the Polestar 2 out on the road, it has this sense of solidity that you seldom find in anything other than German cars. And even my Audi A4 didn't feel as solid or as tank-like as this car. And again, hopping out of my e-tron into this feels more like a sidestep than a downgrade. It just feels like a tank. It feels like a bank vault. It feels like it's going to last for the next 200,000 years. And that is a feeling that is really hard to convey over camera. I mean, how am I going to do that? You have to experience it for yourself to really understand what I'm talking about. But believe me, guys, it just feels amazing. And then you have the ride comfort, which is good enough. I mean, it's not the best riding, but it is good enough. It's soft, it's supple, it's well damped. And then you have the handling, which is quite frankly very, very good. It may not be as sharp or as precise, you know, in the steering as a Tesla Model 3, but it is better damped and, you know, has amazing body control. And then you have the noise levels, the NVH levels, which are good enough. And again, it's better than a lot of cars in its class, but it's not the best. And it's not claiming to be the best. And then you have the performance, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.7 seconds. Again, it's not the fastest accelerating car, but yeah, 4.7 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour is plenty fast for a lot of people out of this intersection. And then put your foot to the floor, and yeah, it really does shift, and it is really fun. Four-wheel drive, really assuring feeling, and yeah, it's just the whole package just makes sense, and it just feels good. And these seats are so amazing, supportive, well contoured, but they're soft at the top of the cushion, so you have this, you know, plushness. And yeah, it's just a very nice thing to drive. It doesn't have any, you know, apparent or you know, weaknesses of any point I can find. Then we have the interior layout and the switchgear, which in my opinion is very, very important, because these are things you're using every day, every single minute you're spending time in the car. And you know, prior to this car, I had the ID3, the Pro S 77 kilowatt hour version, and hopping into this car after that car really made it apparent how lacking that car is, and really put an emphasis on what I don't like about that car. Because that car has, you know, basically no physical buttons, and the physical buttons you have are touch capacitive on the steering wheel, and also the layout isn't the most intuitive, neither the UI or the buttons or anything. But in this car, first off, you have this steering wheel, which is, yeah, physical buttons. You have the adaptive cruise control, the radar guided cruise control, the pilot assist here on the left side, which is just laid out cleanly, easy to use, and nice clicky buttons. And also here you have the volume, you have the track forwards, backwards, you have your voice commands, and also your trip computer. Everything is just easy laid out. And then you have here, you have a volume knob, which is placed by a shifter, which just works flawlessly. Park here. It's just, everything is so easy to use. And then I'm gonna flip around the camera, because you have this gauge cluster, which is beautiful with Google Maps. I mean, it's so amazing. And then you have this, the 11-inch screen, which isn't too big, but it is big enough. And guys, I do apologize, that is super, super dusty. Okay, like that, that's probably better. Okay, so everything is just so easy to use. You have your temperature down here, you have your home button down there, you have your, you know, heated steering wheel, heated seats, cooled seats. Everything is just so logically laid out. And you know, you don't even have to navigate through the system to do things. You can just go, "Hey Google, naviger til Oslo."
Navigerer til Oslo.
And I mean, this is priceless, because where I'm fiddling about in something like the ID3, where the GPS, the navigation just didn't want to find easy destinations, and you have to fiddle and button, and just, I hate the layout of that navigation system. Here I can just jump in and I can go, "Hey Google, naviger til Trondheim."
Navigerer til Trondheim.
It's so easy. It is so easy. And then you have, you know, the beautiful Google Maps here, and it's telling you, yeah, you don't have enough battery capacity to get there. And then you could, yeah, it's going to do the planning for you. It's just so easy. It's so easy to use. I love this infotainment system here. I think next to the Tesla infotainment system, this is the best one out there. It's just so easy. And so your grandma can sit in here and just, you know, do the prompt and make it do anything. And also, you know, with built-in Spotify, really does help. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. So those are the main reasons I love the Polestar 2. It's mainly, you know, the way it looks on the exterior. I just love the styling. I love the interior, especially in this Napa leather, this cream color. It's a beautiful and special place to sit. I love the infotainment system and the functionality. And you know, the rest of it, it's good enough. It's practical enough. I mean, if you need a large car, of course, this won't be your car. But for me, it's practical enough. It's a nice size. It has enough performance, enough fun, enough comfort, enough quietness, you know, enough range, fast enough charging. So, I mean, there's no apparent weakness in this car, in my opinion. And the things it does well, like the styling, the emotional stuff, it does exceptionally well. It just feels special to drive this car, and I can't say that of any car at this price point, let alone twice the price. You're going to have to move into, you know, a much more expensive car, in my opinion, to find something that feels as special as this. And that is just one of the reasons I just love this car. It just feels special. So guys, that was a bit of a rant and a bit about my feelings. So next week, we're back to normal programming, our rigorous objective test. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, guys, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.
Cloudless skies in the midday sun.